Welcome everyone. Let me share my screen while we... Okay, I think my screen should be shared. Welcome everyone for the STEM Connector orientation for Malaysia. Special welcome to the TEX team, the team from Evolve Careers, and also our university partners from UNIMAS, from Inti College Penang, and also from USM. Right? As I told you earlier, my name is Nadia. I'm the project lead for STEM Connector in Malaysia. The objective of our session today is to learn a little bit more about STEM Connector and hopefully to have to add members to our network from our Malaysian universities. For those of you who don't know much about the Asia Foundation, we are an international development organization with a presence in 20 countries with about 70 years of experience in the region. We work on many focus areas, including strengthening governance and increasing environmental resilience and promoting international cooperation. But one of our main areas of focus is empowering women and expanding economic opportunity. And it's in the kind of confluence of these two focus areas that a program like STEM Connector lives. So the STEM Connector program, as you saw in the short video, it's a network of networks across the Asian region where we're trying to bolster the next generation of women in STEM. Through the program, we try to support women to start their careers, to build and persist in the STEM fields. One of the things that we have noted is that there is this leaky pipeline when it comes to STEM programs, where along the journey, women tend to drop out of the field, either at the middle school level or not joining a university course that is STEM related, or from a university course that is STEM related, they don't join the STEM industry. So through convening partners from the government, the academia, and the private sector, we're hoping to address this issue and provide mentorship, professional development opportunities to young girls who are hoping to enter the STEM fields. We have plenty of corporate partners, including AWS, Microsoft, Micron, and of course, our platform partners, Tech and Evolve Careers. So the kind of programs that you will expect from a STEM Connector include regional mentoring, where through the platform, you'll be able to engage directly with mentors, kind of reach out to them based on their area of expertise and ask questions. If you're not sure of a particular mentor, later Tex will explain how you can just put out a question in general and hope for a mentor to respond to you. In terms of other sessions, once you've logged into the platform, they will invite you for speaker series. There's also options to have peer-to-peer networking, not only with people in your country, in your university, but across the network, the regional peers. There are workplace tours that will be organized around your university, where you'll be able to visit one of our partners at their offices. The platform also offers learning resources where there is a curated library of programs and little courses that you can do to move your career forward. And there are certificates and badges that will be provided along the way. So what would your STEM Connector journey look like? The first thing is to see that you're eligible. In order to be eligible, you're a female student or recent graduate from the STEM field, that you're 18 years and above for Malaysian students. And then you'll be able to register onto the platform. In the case that you're less than 18 years old, you'll still be eligible to register on the platform, but it will require you to input your age, I think. And later on, Darren will explain all about the text platform and how you can build your profile and be able to use this platform to engage with peers and also mentors. The next step is the professional development that you'll be able to kind of unlock using the platform. It's self-directed, but there will be guidance from your university. You can access the mentors and peers. There'll be invitations to virtual events, and there are also in-person events. And as I mentioned before, you can connect not only with people from Malaysia, but also from mentors and also university students from Singapore, India, Japan, and Korea. We have sessions like In the picture here, we have a bunch of students from Singapore who went to the Microsoft office. We also have a specific speaker series that happen every once a month or so. Once you have kind of gotten a feel of the platform and you're pretty active on it, some students will be invited to participate in the next step, which is Evolve Careers. And Deepti will explain to you how this can really be used to jumpstart your career. And right after that, you're ready to begin your career in STEM. So this is what your journey in STEM Connector will look like. And one of the things that I've reflected in my own career is also that, when you look at the end of or somewhere halfway through the career, you recognize how important it is to have sponsors, to have mentors, to have that network to kind of move you forward. And a program like STEM Connector really hopes to bring together mentors who have the vast knowledge to share with mentees who are looking to gain those insights. So just to share a little bit of the recent events that we've had at STEM Connector, for those of you from UNIMAS, you know that just last week we had a networking event where we had students from the faculties of computer science join us to network and to see how we can use networks as a leverage towards moving your career forward. We also have a speaker series, and the one coming up is on cloud computing by AWS, Amazon Web Services. All right, so that's overall my introduction to the STEM Connector Network. We'll take questions right at the end, but thank you so much, and let me stop sharing my screen. All right, so thank you so much, and to continue today's program, I would like to invite Darren to explain to us a little bit about the tax platform. And as I mentioned before, this is the first thing that you need to do to join STEM Connector. So if you ask yourself, what do you need to do? The one thing you need to do to join STEM Connector is to register on the platform. So Darren, please tell us how to do that.
Nadia, thanks for the intro, and hi everyone. Great to see everyone from Malaysia. We've been around the globe the last few weeks. We had a session with Singapore, we've had India, we had Korea, so it's great to see the Malaysia team coming on board as well. So the first thing I've shown is not the text website, it's actually the QR code that I thought I'd just put up first. This will take you to the registration of the STEM Connector. I'm sure you've had other emails. I just thought I'd provide you with a shortcut. If you scan this, it will take you straight to the site and you can start the process. You can do that while I'm talking. If you can do two things at once, I can't really do that. So I'm going to concentrate on my part, which is just walking through some of the platform. So if we have a look at the platform, I mean, in short, what we're trying to do here is provide you a simple yet smart resource to have access to everything that this program can provide. So the idea behind engaging in this program is, one, to increase your skills, but also to increase the opportunities that you will have, either as you're graduating, as you're getting into university, or as you're starting your career. So that's really what the platform is designed to do. The idea of the platform, I worked in technology for 30 years with Cisco and Adobe, and we didn't have a good way to share expertise or baseline skills. So that's where the idea came from. So a lot of that thinking has been brought into the platform. Kunal is with me today. He's the product manager and the brains behind a lot of this. And Deepti from Evolve Careers. I won't go through too much of the course information, which you'll see here on the courses tab, that luckily all of you have access to. It's a wonderful program that Evolve Careers have, but we've integrated it into the platform here. Let me point out a few things. So when you join, you'll land here on the dashboard, and I just suggest you play around with the platform for 30 minutes or so and explore it. There's a few things I'll point out. The first is this timeline. You'll start to see posts from the different members of the STEM Connector program, including this one, which is the Malaysia program that was done a couple of weeks ago. This was an in-person event, I think, wasn't it, Nadia?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can go through, introduce yourself on the feed, and engage in the conversation. The other thing, you probably just want to see who's on the platform. So that could be other students, other peers, other students in other countries, or as Nadia was explaining, we have incredible corporate partners and mentors offering their time who are very enthused to connect. So this is all opt-in from them. They're not being forced to join this program. So what you'll find with the mentors, they're very excited to connect with you. So the first thing I would do is try and find someone that you think resonates with you and reach out to them for a chat. Now, how you would do that, you would go into the experts tabs and you can start to see the people within your program, and you can simply, canals here, reach out for a chat and say, hi, love your profile. Would you be up for a 15-minute conversation? Done. And they will no doubt respond in the positive. And then you can organize to book a time on the platform, which you can do here. You can just book a session once you've exchanged some chats. And the good news here is that will tell you exactly what times they have free. You can invite some of your friends if you're a bit nervous to do a single session. 3 or 4 of you can get together and do the first session. But that's one of the first things you should do. And as you see, as you start to explore different profiles, you'll start to see, where they worked, what skills they have to share, and other, interesting things within their profile. So that's one thing. The second, when you come onto the platform, we'll ask you sort of what's your first motivation. And all of that sort of goes into this tab called requests for help, requests to learn. It could be you just want to connect with somebody in an organization because you love Microsoft or Estee Lauder and you really want a job there. Or you may see somebody who's in a job role that you're super interested in, a data scientist or a security analyst, and you just want to understand their journey and how they got there. So you can just put those there and we'll do smart notifications of members. When it comes to accessing all of your resources, you can do that through the important links here on the left-hand side. So the elements that Nadia was mentioning, like partner training resources, you can see here a lot of the learning partners have provided free access to courses, which are all wonderful starters in each one of those areas. You can look at upcoming events. And as we mentioned, Cloud is the next one. You simply register and you'll get notified via email, goes in your calendar. And then if there's any opportunities, these could be for in-person events, it could be for internships, it could be for jobs. We're posting all of those in the opportunities board. So the point being, everything you need is sort of within that area. And lastly, something that I would encourage you to play around with is trying to build a little more on your profile. So you can edit your profile and put in a little bit of an introduction about yourself. What you can also do is if you go into the skills section and go into manage skills, we can sort of help you and guide you of the skills that you may need for your aspiring job or the job you're in. And that again helps us recommend good mentors onto the platform. So I can, while Kanal is here, I'll put in, a product role. Let's put product designer. And we get all of these terms from polling millions of job ads per month. So what this is saying is, all right, for any product designer roles worldwide, here are the most referenced skills that you would need for that job. So this is a great tool to start to explore. You can add these skills into your profile. You can, if I click on UX here, it'll redraw it to say, all right, here's UX and here's the related skills to UX, UI, prototyping, etc. So it really starts to get you within the field of the skill or job that you're trying to do. I might leave it there because I think, I'm going to hand over to Deepti. We do these smart recommendations of courses as well, but I won't steal her thunder. It's a wonderful set of courses. We're going to, just to help you learn more about the platform, we'll record some short videos. So as we do that, we'll send you a video on how best to onboard or how best to find a mentor. So look for those. And then the other thing, we'll be launching our badging system soon too. So as you reach certain milestones, that may be doing a mentoring session or attending a set number of webinars, we will allocate you a digital badge, which you can see on your profile and promote on LinkedIn and other platforms as well. So with that, I'll leave it for the introduction. Lovely to have all of you on board, and Deepti, I'll hand over to you.
Perhaps, thank you so much, Darren. Perhaps I'll share my slides again, just to kind of reiterate some of the things. Just give me a second. Okay. Yes. So as Darren shared, thank you so much, Darren, for walking us through the platform. And just for the Malaysian university students who are here with us today, just letting you know, signing up is the first step. And if you look at the QR code here, you can start signing up right now if you just scan the code and put in some of your details. And after that, you can continue by logging on again and then filling up your profile like Darren talked about. And we talk about how it really is about taking that first step. And in terms of like understanding how to use the platform, understanding what's the best mentor, or who should you reach out to? Would you like to do group mentoring? This is something that the STEM Connector team in Malaysia will work with your universities in the case that you're from a university network. And I think most of you who are here today are. We'll also work in Malay, right? We'll also work in Bahasa Melayu if you need to. Jadi kalau kita perlu buat sesi-sesi dalam Bahasa Melayu, tiada masalah juga, kita boleh buat di universiti dalam Bahasa Melayu lah. Jadi apa yang anda boleh buat sekarang ialah sign up sahaja. So what for you to do right now is just to sign up, and then from there the platform will kind of guide you through. As Darren shared, the platform will alert you if there is some events that might be interesting to you. Once you're in the mailing list, you'll find out if there's a speaker series. In terms of if there are some in-person events, definitely you'll find out through your university. Creating that network of women in STEM who are interested to join the STEM field is really important at the university level, right? And then we're hoping, at least in the Malaysia office, we're really hoping to build the networks between the schools. So if we have INTI and UNIMAS, how can we bring girls together to interact, to move their careers forward? And in the case that when we have the partners on board, if they have any internships, we can send the details directly to you. So thank you so much for the explanation, Darren. And the next portion of it is on Evolve Careers. And I'll let Deepti explain a little bit more. But the thing to remember here is if tax is the first step, then the next step when you're thinking of really kind of propelling yourself into your career, it is looking at Evolve Careers. It is that bridge between university and work. And it's really lucky that for those of us in Malaysia, we have special funding to offer it to girls on the platform. So you will see how you will be able to explore that. And so now I pass it over to Deepti. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oops. Let me stop sharing my screen, and Deepti, you're up. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Darren. And it's really exciting to be here. I'm very excited to share more about Evolve Careers with all of you. So I'm Deepti Skaria, work with the partnerships team at Evolve Careers. And what we do at Evolve Careers, like Nadia did allude to, is we support the transition of young people like yourself when you're transitioning from your educational spaces to the world of work. So those key challenges that you would face during that pivotal phase, we help you find ways in terms of tackling those challenges. And I'm pretty sure most of you already know that the world of work is, evolving at a rapid pace. And if you've had a chance to, read the recent report from Deloitte on the global human capital trends for this year, it underscores this again because it's being driven by, technological advancements and evolving economic landscapes and evolving work cultures. So then how do you, as young talent preparing for the workforce, what can you do to prepare for this? How do you build yourself and, skill yourself with those tools and skill yourselves with the necessary capabilities to be able to tackle this when that time comes? So that's where our career accelerator comes in. And we've created an online learning experience, which has been co-created with leading global employers to be able to guide you through this transition. And now I'll quickly share my screen. So hopefully you're able to see my screen now. And these are the kind of, some of the employer voices that you will get to hear through the Evolve Careers courses that you can access on your platform. For example, you can see here, you have Angela B. Chan. She's from Schneider Electric. And, you can hear the story of her being, the founder of Hackathons International to really creating her own role of head of innovation and partnerships at Schneider Electric, and how she made that journey, how she reached there. She speaks so strongly about, learning from failure, or learning as she calls it. And she talks about embracing, failure as a key part of growth. So she'll give you tips and ideas on how you can stay ahead of the game as she has. You can also see here, this is Cern Wei. He is a partner at PwC Malaysia. And he is essentially a thought leader in the space of learning leadership. And he's even driven upskilling initiatives at PwC like future skilling. So he will really speak to how can you skill yourself, right, to stay competitive and stay ahead given the global context of today. You will also hear from somebody like, say, Julia. She's headed recruitment and talent acquisition for organizations like AWS and Access and BP. So when she is hiring somebody, when she's looking at a resume, what is it that she's looking for? She will give you ideas on how you can prep yourself up for that employability journey. You'll also hear from, say, somebody like Ed Kitchen over here. Now, he's recently been appointed as the managing director of Uber Eats. He will share his experience of being in the industry for so many years. He will talk to you about, how can you take risks? How can you push yourselves? How do you go after new ideas? You will hear, say, Alvin from Johnson Controls, and he talks about, agility and being adaptable and why that is so important. So in this way, you get to hear from such a diverse set of voices across the globe, across industries, giving you ideas and tips, and all speaking to their lived experience, right? So that's a snapshot of kind of the voices that you will get to hear through the course. Now, in terms of how you would access the course, so as Darren showed you, once you hit the courses tab, you will have this entire set of courses that you will be able to access, and you can, traverse them in whichever fashion you'd like to. So suppose I were to open the agility course. So here you would see, so it gives you an idea of what you can expect in this course, right? What are the kind of speakers? It'll even give you a little sneak preview into one of the videos that you will see going into the module. And once you get into the module, you will see that there is a pre-skills assessment. It will not take more than 2 minutes of your time. And then you hit into the core content. So here, for example, you hear about the concept of agility through cartoons and stories like this. You have various quizzes as you go along the way. And then, of course, the employer voices. Like here you see Cern Wei. So that's the first set of courses, the skills. So these are the foundational skills which are critical when you make that journey into the workforce. So these are core foundational skills. So if I go back here, so you can see agility, resilience, accountability, goal setting. These are the foundational skills that you will have an opportunity to explore. The second part of the accelerator are the industry pathways, which are essentially opportunities for you to explore different career pathways. Like, for example, you have tech, green careers, professional services, entrepreneurship, and law. So if I were to open the tech pathway, So when you get into the tech pathway, you will hear from industry professionals into what are those crucial human skills that you will need to thrive and truly achieve success in this industry. So we view this through 3 pillars. So what are those skills which are going to give you an edge in this industry? Why is curiosity so valued? And how can you use your vulnerability and authenticity as a superpower? And you will hear it from the voices of, like I said, experts within the industry. So here is a snapshot of who you can hear from. This is Diana. She is the head of creative from Meta. You'll also hear from Ifat, who is from the client solutions space at Meta. You have Ed, who will represent, say, the voice from the operations spectrum, and you have Julia from recruitment. So in this way, you hear from people within the tech industry, yes, but also from such diverse functional spaces, because each of them will have a very unique experience having navigated this industry. And then each of these pillars, you will hear the voices. Like I said, for example, you have Ed speaking about his experience, talking to problem solving, Julia in terms of what are those top attributes that she looks for. So that's a bit about how you can explore the different industry pathways that you have and you can access on the platform. And the last piece, the third key piece, is the applied employability, right? So when you get into this, now that you've completed all of this, how can you enhance your employability on this journey? So here are some resources which you can use. The first and most important being all these digital badges that you can earn. You can earn a whole set of digital badges as you complete each of those skills and industry modules, and you will get instructions on how you can claim them. And I'll show you how I have displayed it. As you can see here, this is how I've displayed all my digital badges on my LinkedIn profile. So this, because it was very important for us that you are able to showcase these skills that you have developed. There is evidence to the efforts that you've put in. And if you were to click on any one of them, there's a unique credential ID, and it opens to the page, which will talk, sorry, I have to log in, but yes, it will show you essentially the details of what that badge stands for, what, sort of what is the course that I've gone through, who are the speakers and how much time I've spent on it. So there's an actual tangible evidence to your efforts put in. Apart from this, you have various other resources as well. How can you build a strong resume? How can you build a strong cover letter? How can you use AI as a part of your career journey? How can you tackle those interview questions, those common interview questions, given all that you have already learned through the platform? How can you use that now to suitably tackle these interview questions? And of course, once you complete the entire course, you will get a digital certificate, which you can again share. And that's the end of the employability piece as well. Each of these will not take you more than 1 to 2 hours at a time, so you can easily pace yourself as you go through these courses. In terms of how you can access these, I think all of you, those who actively engage with the platform, will get an opportunity to work through these courses, and the university will share information in terms of how you can access this as well. But thank you so much, and I wish you all the best through all the live events, webinars, the speaker series, all that you have access to, and I hope all of that supports you on your journey. Thank you so much. Back to you, Nadia.
I'm still, okay. Thank you so much, Deepti, for sharing. Maybe you can stop sharing your screen. And yeah, so I think, I mean, I was just reflecting on what you were saying just now, Deepti, and this idea of like failing, but then learning through that failing. And I was just thinking, when we had our session in UniMass, we had a speaker from AWS, and she shared exactly the same thing. She talked about how a lot of times when you look at, especially as women, when we look at someone's LinkedIn, or, we have this idea that they're always succeeding because that's the only things that get put out there. But when you have a platform like this, when you can actually engage with someone in a real way, then you understand that there were so many times that maybe they didn't succeed, right? And how did they build through that? And maybe sharing a little bit about my story, and perhaps it resonates with some of the girls in the audience today. I'm also like the first generation in my family to go to university. My grandparents could not read, my parents could, and but they were so excited. The first person in my family to go to university, And I wanted to do something very hard sciences, but it is the leaky pipeline. My parents thought, oh, maybe it would be better if you did something somewhere a little bit in the middle. So I ended up becoming a logistician, and I worked in the marine industry for 5 years. And after many years of working, and it was really male dominated, but I managed to do pretty well. And I made a career switch later in my career towards teaching and now working in international development. But when I reflect back, I think, what would have kept me in the shipping industry, which is like 98% male at this point, I think. And I think having role models as women, right, really would support the flourishing of a career, right? To know that all the other people are also experiencing these same struggles that you are, either with a network of peers and also mentors that can support you. So, and one other thing that I thought was really interesting and to share with the group is that all the information from Evolve Careers, if I understand correctly, have been collected directly from different sources, right? So you've really crowdsourced all the employers to understand, because for all you girls out there in the STEM fields, in the STEM programs, your universities are already preparing you with those hard skills really, really well. But what's required in the world of work is those hard skills plus some kind of soft skills, which of course the university is working to hone those skills, but this is an extra option for you to show your own kind of effort. And to share with you right now at the Asia Foundation, I do look at hiring. So I lead the HR team here. And the first thing I do when I have a candidate is I look on LinkedIn, and having those badges is really an immediate showcase to me that this is someone who can get something done, who takes the initiative. And that really is something that we hope that through this program, and this program has been specially curated. Just to share with you also, I was part of the first phase of the program, and we took all the learnings from the first couple of years. We worked with Darren and Kunal from the beginning to design a second phase that's really going to support you on your journeys. So right now, perhaps if we have any more comments from the panel, we can take that. Alternatively, let's open the floor up to questions. And in terms of questions, I'm happy to take them in Malay too. Tiada masalah kalau nak tanya soalan dalam bahasa Melayu, saya boleh menterjemahkan, right, untuk semua orang. So if you have any questions in Malay or in English, either about the program here in Malaysia or regionally, about the text platforms, about Evolve Careers, about your own careers, about our journeys, anything you have a question, we've got about 20 minutes. And we open this for students, alumni, and also for the university partners, the lecturers who are joining us. You can put it in the chat, or in the case that if you're in a group in a university, you can perhaps raise your hand, get your lecturer to send me the questions, right? Ada apa soalan? Any questions? Okay. All right, so we don't have any questions right now, but don't worry, you always have the opportunity here you always have the opportunity to engage with us. The important thing I think to remember here is that this is an opportunity for you to kind of jumpstart. This is a catalyst program, right? The hope that engaging with a mentor, learning how to network with people, these are the kind of skills that you will need throughout your career. And I don't speak that from, like from some books or somewhere, but also directly from my own career. Learning that confidence to put yourself out there is something that, we have a question, sorry. Is something that's really important. We have a question from Dr. Sarah from Unimas. How long will the students be able to access the platform? Any specific duration? That's a great question, Dr. Sarah. So right now, we have the moment you access the platform, you'll have full access to everything on text. The mentors are already onboarded. You can start talking to them today. Right, Darren? You can start talking to mentors
That's correct.
today. Yes. And
they're very excited.
But in terms of the Evolve Careers portion, we have opened that up until the end of the year. The Asia Foundation, we're working on getting the funding to continue for next year, and so you leave that to us. And I would like to say that it's in good hands. We will hopefully get the funding to move forward next year. But what happens right now is you can start immediately. The program runs till the end of the year officially, but unofficially, we hope to have this as a sustainable program. So if you're in your first year right now, that's great, and then you can kind of continue in your second year and third year of university. We have a question.
Nadia, can I just add to that a little bit? So, yeah, the program is obviously open to the end of the year, but one thing I would encourage, the sooner people reach out to the mentors, the better, right? Because these mentors come onto the program, they're obviously quite excited to talk to students or people who are early in their career. And the window closes. They either get enough students where it's like, okay, I can't really take on any more students. I've got 3 or 4. Or if they don't get enough engagement, these are big corporates. They move on to different things and we've got to bring in new mentors. So I would encourage everyone to, as soon as they can, make a connection. And even if that's just via chat and go from there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Darren. Yeah. So the mentors that are there, and I think Darren shared a little just now, like, you can ping a mentor directly on the platform, and you can be as informal as you would like. But I do know, as a Malaysian, often we're sometimes a little bit more formal, right? So if you want to write something like, "Hi, my name is Fatin, and I'm a student at UNIMAS. I'm working on my thesis, and I'm working on AI for my final year project. I'm really interested in the work that you do at AWS in this area. Perhaps we could schedule a call to meet," right? So it really is about taking that first step, and you can share a little bit about yourself, because of course a mentorship connection is a two-way connection, right? We have a question actually from Fatin, who's an alumni of UNIMAS actually. Can we propose any related program to the organizer? Yes. So in terms of the school itself, so we have university partners who will join us. The team will work directly with the university partner to see what's the best program for your students, because your lecturers know you well. And in the case that we have a university, let's say, with a lot of students who are graduating, we might say if we can get some mentors working in the space of HR to do a resume workshop, or like just like some kind of activity to look at your resume, your cover letters, maybe an activity to see what kind of jobs are out there for a fresh graduate in these areas. So this is something that I personally, along with the team at the Asia Foundation, will be working with your lecturers in order to find something that's kind of tailored to you. I'll give you another example. We're right now we have USM people from the aerospace division, and we're here at the foundation. We're looking for sponsors, looking for partners, corporate partners in that area, so that we can hopefully provide the kind of value that's tailored to your area of specialization. Yeah. Okay.
Nadia, just one more thing.
Yeah.
We did notice a lot of people coming on as we were talking, which is fantastic. They obviously scan the QR code that you put up, and we see a lot of people come on. Just reinforcing support. So, Kunal, if anyone has questions on the platform, we're keeping quite close to the STEM ConnectHER program. So what's the best way to reach out to support on, especially on platform items, Kunal?
Yes, I'll be your point of contact for this entire program. Any queries related to the platform. So please send the queries to kunal@text.inc. I'll just put my email address in the chat here. But yes, looking forward to any of your questions.
Yeah, and perhaps I would like to add also, when you're signing on to the platform, and perhaps I should have said this a little bit earlier, please try to use your email address, your school email address. That's the best way to make sure that Kunal knows where you're from, because like I said, the platform has students from Korea, from Japan, from India too, right? And if you use your email address, let's say at Unimas or at Inti, it's immediately for Kunal knows where you're from, and he can direct you to me if there's a question that needs my attention too. So as much as possible, use your school email address, and if not, even if you don't, there is an option to put in your school university name, right, Kunal, when you sign up. So please make sure you put your university name there, so then we can find the support that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, we did see a few people using Gmail, which is fine. So
Yeah.
now that you've done that, go into your profile, just make sure that you've identified the school you're from. That just helps us point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay, we have another question online asking if they can access the platform if they've graduated and already working on an internship. Can they continue to be mentored? And the answer is yes. So the program is open to it's generally open to everyone. We're working directly with your schools because we think that this is a great place to kind of support you to the next level, right? To the next level of your careers. But if you're already kind of in the industry, or you've graduated with a tech degree and you're not working in the industry and you're trying to pivot towards the industry, this is exactly the right place for you. So again, sign up with your Gmail if you have to. If you're an alumni from one of our colleges, do indicate that in your in the university, so we know where you're from in case you need some further support. But definitely, you're welcome. You're welcome to join the platform and engage with the partners. Okay. Are there any more questions? Okay, I think we don't have any more questions. All right, so I'd like to thank all the presenters today, Darren and Deepti, and of course to Kunal. Like I shared before, this is just the first step, right? So the first thing that you need to do today is sign up. And the next thing that will happen is that I will continue to work with your schools. I will most likely see all of you in person with the STEM Connected team in Malaysia, where we will go down to the field. We'll speak with you, and we can do some sessions in Malay too, where we can support you as you find a mentor, engage with some peers. I would recommend that you keep an eye out for the emails that you will get, because once there's a webinar, you can sign up and then you can join it. It's really important that you actually register, because in terms of the counter that Darren showed at the side of your texting, it counts how many sessions you've attended, because you need a minimum number of sessions to get the final certificate. And in the case that there's a oversubscription for Evolve Careers, which we expect there will be because it is pretty amazing. Because usually Evolve Careers is not available for free, but for all of us in the STEM Connector network in Malaysia, it is. We will use information on how active you are on the platform in order to direct you towards Evolve Careers, because of course we want the students with that level of motivation to complete it. Deepti shared that it was 1 or 2 hours in terms of the modules, right? And it's also about having that knowledge, that self-awareness that you would like to complete those modules. So thank you so much to all the speakers, and of course to the university partners. Speaking for myself, I know that I wish that when I was a young woman in STEM, there was something like this. I know that it would have made a career-changing impact on my life. But now that I'm here in the space that I am, I'm happy to act as the catalyst for a program like this. So I look forward to working with all of the universities and of course the partners. if you have any more questions, we can take one or two. If not, any of the partners have any final words of advice, words of pearls of wisdom?
Nice job, Nadia. I think you introduced the program very well, and I would encourage everyone to just jump in, get involved, start reaching out. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah. When we had the event at UniMas just last week, actually, Valerie from AWS, she shared like this idea. Sometimes in Malaysians and people from Southeast Asia that I might not. If I try, I might not succeed. And she shared, well, if you don't try, you definitely won't. You won't get that job if you don't apply for it, right? You won't manage to move forward if you don't try. So looking forward to seeing all of you on the platform, and of course, all of you at the next webinar, which is on the 14th, actually with Valerie from AWS. So looking forward to seeing you then. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nadia.
Bye.
Everyone. Bye.
Oh, Deepti, do you have something to add? Sorry, I forgot.
No.
All right.
No, nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I completely relate to you in the sense that I wish I had this when I was in uni. It would have been so fantastic. But just as, women, the opportunities to network with mentors, it has been a challenge in the past. So it's so amazing that this exists. And I'm sure the young women out there are going to take this opportunity, and run with it. So all the best.
Yeah, and reflecting on that, like I think the recognition from the industry right now that they need diversity, they need women in every level, from the fresh graduate right up to leadership, the positive impact that having a very well balanced, diverse team. So for ladies out there, if you're thinking twice about joining the tech industry, one thing I can say is that the tech industry wants you to join the tech industry. The STEM fields want you to join the STEM fields. So, it's time to ask yourself if you really want to do it. Like, there's really nothing stopping you. So thank you so much and have a great day. I'll see all of you online or in person soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Nadia.
Bye.